So on Kiko's Brazilian tour that you did in May and June, and some of the shows, Marty guested on. So Kiko, why did you want to have Marty on board there?
Why? Well, I mean, that's an easy answer because I love his playing. Since the Dragon Kiss album, I remember it was kind of the same time that I used to go on the Japanese town in São Paulo, Brazil, to try to find my Young Guitars magazine. And then because that was like the only place I could find great tabs. And then also at some point in Brazil that we didn't have, it was not easy to find vinyls. And then at some point the Shrapnel records, they were all released. It's like all together, suddenly all the vinyls from, you know, Mark Friedman, Jason Becker, Greg Howe, Racer X. And then I got into Marty's music back then, you know. And then in '91 I saw Marty playing with Megadeth in Rock in Rio, Brazil. And then I always loved how Marty plays guitar, and his melodic sense, harmonic sense, his touch, his different way of holding the pick. You know, the whole thing about his music. And I've been following Marty, you know, since then. And of course, when I joined Megadeth, then I had to like learn his solos, and also. And for me, it was a you know, fun thing to do. And then when it came to do like a tour in Brazil, and I was thinking like, I would love to have a guest, you know, like an iconic guest. And then I thought about Marty. It was like, actually, I think it was the first person that I thought. And then luckily he was coming to South America. So we could arrange and kind of move the dates around so we could make this happen. And in the end, for me, it was an amazing experience to play with him on stage.
Oh, I can say the exact same thing. I mean, I love Kiko's playing, and it's so different from mine that I knew that if we got together, we'd both be learning a lot from each other. I just hoped that we would have like time to jam. I like to learn from guys who are like really good like Kiko. So like if I'm like playing in the same situation, I'm gonna stop and say, dude, show me that. Dude, show me that. 僕はなかなかうざいやつだよ。しつこい。I want to learn all of those things. So we did a couple things like that, but mostly we concentrated on our show.
Marty, you guested on Kiko's record, Open Source, and you played Imminent Threat, right? But how come you didn't play that song on that Brazilian tour that you did together?
That's a good question. I think we might have talked about it, but I don't remember why we didn't do it, but it was probably because the song is very, very long, and I'm only playing in one part of it. It was probably a lot of work for me to learn the entire song. Is probably the true answer. It probably would have been a very difficult song to play.
It could be, but you could play only the solo. But I think, that's a good point. Maybe we can think about doing it in Japan.
It could happen. Anything can happen in Japan.
We spent time like discussing about the Brazilian song, you know. Then we have like in the end an idea of 2 Brazilian songs. We kind of covered a lot of the show, and then playing one Marty song. I think you suggested, or I just mentioned, or the ANGRA song could be Rebirth, because everybody knows this song in Brazil, people can sing along, so it would be great for the concert. And then in the end, Marty said, yeah, I love it. And then I thought, oh, that's gonna be cool to have Marty improvising and playing the melody of the song in his way. So that's what we did. We extended the intro of Rebirth song, so Marty could improvise. I was playing the acoustic guitar. I thought for the show was nicer than another shredding song. I think also that's why we didn't like spend the time learning Imminent Threat, and also because it would be a lot of work as well, you know.
And did we also do Tornado of Souls?
Yeah, we did a Tornado of Souls. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
was
did
like,
that.
Hey, Marty, you need to play this solo.
But
You
we
know?
didn't do that thing that I always do with my band. It just would have been too weird. With my band, we do this thing where Naoki starts playing Tornado of Souls, and then we get into a big fight, and then I wind up playing it. And it just would have been too weird to do it with you, man. I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of silly, and we're both like, we're probably both sick of playing
the
it.
riff that you kind of change, you do like those extra fast runs.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that.
We did that. That was fun. It's pretty difficult. That was hard.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
you know.
we decided to practice, to use our time to practice, to learn his version of Tornado of Souls. And people expect, that's your most iconic solo. People expect to hear that solo.
Yeah, I would have preferred hearing you playing.
For the rest
and
of your life, you have to play this solo. You know that, right?
Yeah, I thought, well, now's my chance. Now that you're there, I was going to want to have you play it for me.
No, but people want to see you playing Tornado of Souls.
We'll see what happens in Japan.
Let's see, yeah.
Okay, now about each other's guitar playing. So, for example, Marty, when you hear Kiko play, do you think there's something Brazilian about his guitar playing?
Absolutely. I hope I can say this in English because I don't really know the word. Like, 刻み方は英語で何? リズムの中に刻み方? There's something about your playing that I can explain in Japanese better than in English. And what I think it is when you're playing long runs, where you subdivide the rhythms within those runs, ソロの中に16弾くんじゃないですか。デカデカデカデカデカデカデカデカデカデカデカデカデカなんかその中ノリ普通の16なのにノリが違う。
I got it.
The notes you accentuate.
Yeah, the subdivisions.
Yeah,
and the
subdivisions.
accents inside the subdivisions.
Yeah.
And then also syncopation. That would be the word, the
Syncopation.
musical term. Also syncopations, which is very Brazilian.
Very Brazilian. Because when I learned that Brazilian solo, and then I came to play with you, you told me, no, you got to subdivide it like this and like this. You remember that? And it was kind of very alien to me. And I'm like, that's why Kiko's solos have this, like, notes jump out in interesting places.
It could be.
And most people all play the
but something
same.
that I also try to develop as well and practice. But basically, to talk about in musical terms, basically the Brazilian rhythm we're subdividing four, chaka 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 chaka, right? And then we move the accents in different places, or what we call the fork. So like you're subdividing four, but you glue those two. So that's kind of very natural and finding in every Brazilian music. In the US, it comes more from the triplet fills and the swing fills. So it's more like that feeling and subdivisions over the swing feel or the jazz, I think that's the main difference. And also we think in 1 and 2, 1, 2, 2. And then the jazz of the US music would be is a bit more, it feels different from the root. One is triplet, more like a triplet feel, and the Brazilian is subdivision in 4. So those two, that's the main difference of the North American music and the Brazilian music.
これは非常に
Then
大
if you
事
want
で
to
す。
play the jazz, a bit jazz for us, it's kind of hard to think like this triplet thing, and probably it's very natural to any American player because all the rock and roll, the blues is based on that.
This reminded me, like, weren't we playing the Brazilian song and like I couldn't groove with the drummer because I thought he was things up.
I remember that. So we did like 2 sound check. Actually, we didn't really rehearse, right? We did like a long sound check, rehearsing, And then for the Brazilian song, we suggested to improvise on top of the samba groove, the Brazilian groove. But for you was like, what is going on here? And then we changed to like a rock, steady 4/4 groove.
But even the non-improvising part, I remember I was playing, I think the fast one, Brasileiro.
Yeah.
And it's all I'm just playing is like 16th notes, but the drummer is like dragging in a weird place, and I'm like, can you straighten that drum beat out? He's like, yeah, but it doesn't sound Brazilian if I do that. I'm like, oh my God, so did I finally play it the right way with the right drum beat?
Yeah, no, that was, yeah, I think it was just during the first rehearsals that for you, and then everything was adjused. You got it.
Yeah, it was very, very
that's
difficult.
The first feeling when you like encounter like some other way to feel the subdivision. Yeah. Because the subdivision is 4/4. It's equal to everybody, but it's not a whatever, like a Pro Tools metronome 4/4 equal. It feels different, and we have our way of talking and walking and behaving and moving. So when we play, we do the same way.
つまり、ブラジル人の人生リズムとアメリカ人の人生リズムが全く違うから、ちょっと慣れる時間が必要です。
I think it was somehow historical that you guys played together at the Megadeth show in Budokan in February 2023, and I think it made a big buzz over here. But yeah, in retrospect, how was that?
Oh, for me, when I played with Megadeth at Budokan, it was wonderful. When I heard them playing, I thought, this sounds better than when I was in Megadeth originally. It just sounded better. The whole thing just sounded better. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to play in this sounding Megadeth now. This is so fun. And watching the Japanese audience, it was a thrill. People were crying, people were smiling, people were screaming. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this, what Marty is saying, I cannot compare. And actually, I remember like watching the videos from the 90s, and then I always thought that there was like that, some sort of attitude or freshness or like excitement that was very hard to reproduce, So, but of course, you have the technology, the sound, Dirk, the drummer is like really solid. So when you play with him, you feel like how solid the band is because of the drums. For me, I think it was a very important concert for the band and for Dave Mustaine, and I felt like that tension there because of probably because of the respect for the place. And but also it has a weird feeling because I'm playing his solos and he's right here, right? He doesn't go and play, It's like, so that's this weird mixed feeling, I'm playing because we're opening with Hangar 18, and then that's for me is like one of the best guitar works in Megadeth, like the solos, the whole, like, and then it's like, Marty should play this, because I knew he was right there, like, so there was this extra pressure, so, I'm playing his solos and he's right here, checking me out.
Dude, you totally nailed it, man. You totally nailed everything.
Yeah.
Nailed everything.
And actually, talking about this, selecting I don't know if Marty remembers, but I suggested, like, why don't you play some Dragon Kiss song? I suggested, and then he said, no, let's play something from the new album. I said, like, yeah, of course, he's right. It's like, that's your way of thinking, like I want to show who I am now, or thinking to always forward, not like looking old photos and like, oh, I used to be good.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's very important for us. The older you get, the more albums you have, always respecting the new material and looking forward to have new stuff. So the best album is the next one, right?
せっかく最新のものが一番進化してるものだから、なんでなんか子供の頃のものをやらなきゃいけないって絶対やりたくないんだよ。だから、in some cases, you're a fan of an artist and their debut album is the best thing they ever have done and they don't evolve from that. And that's something I always wanted to avoid. Because as a kid, you see your heroes do that. It's like, I like the early days of this guy, I like the first album of this guy. And I'm like, I just hope nobody says that about me. You know what I mean? So I've always really kind of forced myself to grow. And it leads into what you say about, like, I wouldn't want to go back and try to play the way I used to play. You know, some of it, I still like it, but I prefer what I'm doing now, how I'm playing now, and how I'm emoting now. It's all better for me.
For modern guitar players, I think utilizing this video sites like YouTube, I think that's very useful because by doing that, I think you can deliver your own music to many people. But on the other hand, some artists say that really degraded the value of music. But what is your take on those sites like YouTube?
Oh, no way. I love YouTube so much. It's great because if you want to, like, for example, you're putting on a show or you're getting ready to tour, you can say, how did I arrange this song in 2022? And you go to YouTube and say, okay, Kansas City, somebody put up one of your shows and you're like, oh, this is how I did Inferno back on that tour. And oh, we connected it to this. Oh, great, that's great. So it's like everything you've ever done is on YouTube and you can always go back and review things and use it, and you can check on your friends. It's like, oh, Kiko's on tour right now in Europe. What's he doing? And you can check out things, and you can learn things. There's so much great guitar content on YouTube from Young Guitar, of course. I think YouTube is the best thing that has happened to music ever. You can discover so many things and things that you forgot about that you would never find if it wasn't on YouTube.
In general, I think it's a wonderful TV, if you know how to navigate, because you can be like receive things that takes you to a different place or take your time. But as Marty was saying, if you want to even watch, I don't like to watch myself most of the time, but some weeks ago I was like I love Steve Morse, and I was able to find like TV shows that he did like early 80s or late 70s from the US that I didn't know that exist. They were like playing live and TV shows and things like that. Or so you can find amazing stuff like those early videos from Alan Holdsworth, and he was playing like a Gibson SG. It's like I even didn't know that. It's like YouTube is bringing those things to me, or like older stuff. And I think it's like Pat Metheny said something like, I don't remember the phrase now, but something like, we listen to people that are dead already most of the time, and then how our music will stay way longer than we're gonna live. It's gonna outlive us, right? So people 100 years from now will be like, oh, let's check this Kiko. Hopefully, but that's what we do. We're listening to Hendrix, we listen to Bach, to Piazzolla, and people are not here anymore. And then you keep listening and being influenced by them,
So Marty, you've been doing this Rock FUJIYAMA channel on YouTube for 5 years, but I don't know if you can pick it up, but which was the most impressive moment that you had there?
It's impossible to answer that. There's so many cool people who come on that thing, and one day I want to have Kiko on there. We would just go crazy playing guitar. Yeah, it's just like a fun thing that we do. It was originally a TV show that was really unusual and unique at the time, and it was kind of set the template for what a lot of YouTubers do now. I just kind of enjoy doing it, and it's always good when you have a great guest to play with.
And Kiko, you've been doing your YouTube channel for 18 years, which is a long, long time, but do you think the way you utilize YouTube has changed throughout the years?
I remember the guy was doing my website back then, maybe 2008. He told me like, Kiko, there's this new thing called YouTube. You need to do a video. So he came to my house with this digital camera and filmed me doing some little things on the guitar. And then he started the channel. It took me a while to use YouTube. But yeah, so then I was like, you know, the music videos from my songs. There was a time there was like vlogging, you know, taking the camera and showing the, you know, backstage stuff or answering questions. Yeah, so I think it's a great way to connect. And it helps a lot for you to promote your music, to show who you are, to teach and also learn and listen what people want from you. You know, it's almost like it's like the consumer, you know, the fans are like telling you what they like, and then you started to be influenced by what they say, you know. So I think it's a you know, that symbiotic relationship, and then YouTube helps you a lot, you know, to build who you are as an artist as well, because differently than before YouTube or before the social media in general, you would do signing sessions in CD stores, right? Maybe you shake hands, but you never talk to the fans. You don't know what they think about the album. And then face-to-face people is smiling, and then they're cool, you know. On YouTube, if they don't like your music, they write, "Oh, this is bad," you know, or "I love this part." So you kind of have. So of course you're influenced by that, you know. Oh, people like when I do those kind of things, or people are asking me why I don't go back and do those kind of that style, you know. So it helps you to shape or to create a show or to build a set list, you know, based on the comments. You release the song and you're just reading the comments right away, you know. You can hear what the fans are saying, so that's great. I think this is massive, you know. It's a big change in society in general, in the music, you know.
Well, Kiko, you have your own online lesson site called Kiko Laredo Guitar Academy, and Marty, you teach at this site called True Fire.
True Fire, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's hard to come up with a unique way of teaching, which can only be taught by you. But how do you come up with the content of the lesson?
Well, True Fire is not like an ongoing lesson channel. What it is I made the most intense instructional video of my career. Like, I spent years collecting interesting things that only I do. You know, there's no reason for me to teach people a C scale. You know, you can learn that anywhere. So I always knew in the back of my mind I wanted to make like the Bible of instructional videos, and all the information is only things I do and nothing that anyone else does. And then when True Fire approached me to do it, I was on tour, and when I was in Florida, I went there for like 4 days and filmed all day long for 4 days and got all of the information on these videos. And if you go to truefire.com, I don't know how it works, it's a subscription or something, or you buy that video. I don't know how it works, but those videos are up forever. And I've done a lot of instructional videos in my career. And I'll have to be honest with you and tell you that I didn't really put a whole lot of work into any of them. It's just something you do on a day off. And but this was different. This was really a lot of thought, a lot of very, very hard work went into it, not just from me, but from the staff. It's an absolutely wonderful product. And I think if you want to learn anything from me, I would go there. And it's also in Japanese. So I did a lot of things in English, and I dubbed it in Japanese as well.
That's a great way to learn Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
Start learning Japanese.
It's true.
And learn guitar at the same time.
It's true.
Yeah, so I think when, I don't know about Marty, but when I started playing, one way to get some money was to give lessons. So, you know, the first, you know, when I was 16, 17, some friends were, you know, can you teach me this, you know? So, and then after that, I always liked the academics, you know, the names of things, the harmony, the rules and all that. And then I was like, as Marty said, like in between tours, in between concerts, I would have students here and there. Then VHS, and then DVD. Then I did some instructional videos. When it came to that streaming possibility, or like selling video lessons through the internet, so I did that. So at some point I decided to put all together everything that I did and in a guitar academy. So in my guitar academy, you have all my courses. So I did a course about how to practice and the riffs and the open triads, the harmony, etc. But I think nowadays, and then you learn from the students, because you learn like, oh, when I explain like this, people understand. So you start learning from the reaction, from the students. And then I think just throwing more content is not enough, because you have everything is available online. So it's more like creating a community. So we have like kind of a Discord community, so people can post the videos, we can discuss, like it's not a social media, because it's too broad to a social media, So it's a place that people can feel safe to discuss, to make questions. And every month I give a masterclass about something. So I have fun doing that. And sometimes I react to the videos from the students as well, So it's a way for them to engage, because the difficulty nowadays, I believe, you have so much going on. It's very hard to spend few hours a day practicing guitar, So we have video games, you can go out, you have the social media, and everything is sucking your time, your attention. So how can you like go and, okay, I want to learn that scale or that phrase or that melody or that song, for a non-professional. We kind of have to do it, because if I have a tour, I have to practice for that tour. It's my job as well, right? So, but if you just want to learn like I did when I was young, I have so many things going on. So I think a guitar academy nowadays is more about creating challenges for people and creating a community, a place that you go there. It's like, okay, I feel excited to play today, and I want to come tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and then you build the habit of playing guitar, every day. So that's the most important, to feel the evolution as a guitar player, is to play every day. In the beginning, it's maybe 10 minutes a day, and then it's half hour a day, then it's 2 hours a day, and then at some point you don't count the hours anymore. You just like to play, right? That's the ultimate goal. You just like to play. You put everything aside because you want to play.
Okay, now the time is up. So lastly, Young Guitar obviously have their own channel, and they just reached 100,000 views and more. So it would be great if you can congratulate them, please.
ではヤンギの YouTube チャンネル10万人登録者おめでとうございます。最高にかっこいいですよ。ずっと見てくださいね。
Amazing.
In Portuguese now.
Same, but, in English, in Portuguese now. Now, congratulations for the 100,000 subscribers to the Young Guitar channel. I just did a video with some licks, right? So also, and I have a video that I did maybe a year ago. So I'm there as well. There's a lot of great stuff there. If you're not a subscriber yet, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and all those stuff you have to do when you like that channel, and keep watching the videos. So you keep receiving the suggestions to watch the new videos from Young Guitar. January 19th in Osaka at the Umeda Club 4, and then January 20th in Nagoya Club 4 as well, and then January 21st at the Spotify O East, is that? Okay.
Yeah.
With Mark Friedman.
Yes,
and
yes. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun, man. We're going to tear it up. I can't wait to see your band again. They're all so cool dudes and amazing players, and it's just going to be, I'm really excited to see the Japanese reaction. and we're going to play so much guitar. Definitely young guitar fans will love this show. I just remember we're playing a lot of guitar. It's a lot of guitar being played, and I think they're going to love it. I can't wait to see you, my brother.
Me too.
All
Looking
right.
forward.